Welcome back to another casted team game of Age of Empires 4 Season 5, and we've got the Wham Puppypaw brothers up against Team Avely and Elyona on the other side. This is Dry Arabia, and this is part of the Rising Empires team tournament. I'm not sure the exact name of it, but we just happened upon it out here, and it's been fun to watch. In the previous game, we did see Wham and Puppypaw take the win over Avely and Elyona, so they'll be looking to get some points on the board here, most potentially. We've got Avely playing as the English and Elyona playing as the Rus. Very popular civilizations. In fact, these are the exact civilizations they played in the previous game, because I believe the rules, I'm assuming, are if you don't win with the civilizations, you're allowed to play them again. On the opposite side, we've got a change of civilizations. We've got Wham playing as the Rus, and we've got Puppypaw playing as the Abbasid. And I'm gonna watch Puppypaw closely here at the beginning, because you know he's one of the best players in the game, and you know I love playing the Abbasid. So let's see how he opens up here in Season 5. He's got all of his villagers on the sheep, 7 to be exact, and putting his new villagers now onto the gold. So that's going to be 3 villagers to gold. I bet the 4th one will build that House of Wisdom. And we'll see how he pairs up with his Rus ally in this game. Down here on the south side, for the green Rus for Elyona, just going opening with the hunting cabin. But that's the case for both players. I bet they're going to both have Kremlins. That's just kind of what you see just about every game. English getting their food and gold, no fancy shenanigans here, and be heading towards an age up. So this is a nice clean dark age, and a good time if you're watching this on YouTube to think about, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, why haven't you done so yet? Because we bring you plenty of Age of Empires 4 content every single day, and we also do this live on Twitch. We got our Twitchers hanging out in chat right now, hopefully enjoying some casted team games. I usually do this when I get off work for the day. It's just kind of a fun thing to do at the end of the day. And you know the best part about casting some Age of Empires 4? I can't lose a game when I'm not playing. But we did reach Conqueror yesterday for the first time this season, and I'm going to be working up to Conqueror 3, playing a few different civilizations. I've been playing a little bit of Mongols, a little bit of HRE. Definitely going to be digging back into some Delhi. Of course, we're always playing Abbasid, Malians. We're adding a nice variety of civilizations to our palette. Elyona's got actually an idle villager there as he comes back to drop off that sheep, but there it is. He gets it. Very nice. Okay, so Elyona, not aging up yet. Going to be going up in just a second. It looked like there was a little bit of a food shortage, because over here, Wham is already aging up. He's got that Kremlin, and it's in a nice spot. Guarding the stone, guarding his wood, guarding his TC. That's not a bad spot for it. The Abbasid going up with the military wing. So that's going to spawn some archers and spearmen right away, and that's going to be a nice offensive strategy. So he can push right out, or he can use it to defend, of course. But I think we're going to see a little bit of feudal gameplay here from the Abbasid. We saw them both attack pretty early on in that last game. I think maybe the same thing is going to happen here. Probably some knights out of the Rus, and maybe it'll be like a spearman and archer composition or something out of Puppypaw. I've been really having fun with the new attack animations of the camels, because now you can shoot the camel archers. You can shoot and then, you know, kite back, and they actually, you can turn around and get a shot off and not just lose your camel every single time. Here in transition, by the way, he's got, it looks like he's got like 4 villagers, 3 villagers on food. He just moved 7 to wood. He's kept 3 onto gold, and now starting to work on that stone. You see several villagers over there. He's working towards that golden age. For the Abbasid dynasty, when you connect your structures like you see him doing, you get tier 1, 2, and then 3 golden ages, and each of them gives a boost to your gather rate, research speeds, production speeds, etc. So that first number you want to hit is 10 buildings connected. So one thing you do is just rush out some buildings and plop them down. I'm not sure if he's going to do that here, since he went for the military wing. We might see, I'm assuming, a military building coming down next here. There's his units. Let's see if he goes for an attack. Puppypaw just hanging out so far, and Wham! That's not the enemy scout, so no worries there. They're going to be moving out with his archers and spearmen. And it looks like we've got Rus taking out some more of the wolves out on the map, gaining some bounty. And we've got longbows and spearmen. Big surprise out of the English down to the south. And there we go. Elyona has reached the feudal age. Also building a Kremlin. That Kremlin's not quite as juicy as the other Rus Kremlin. You know, he's kind of guarding his gold, his sheep nearby, maybe a little bit of these berries. But it's not like directly on top of like some juicy resources like Wham's Kremlin is. Okay, let's look at the Fog of War, see what's going on out here on the map. We've got Puppypaw scouting around. I wonder if we'll see more professional scouts. Last game, both players were fighting over the deer. So, I mean, in a team game, there's a lot of deer that could be potentially grabbed, right? You see all this going on. Okay, so Abbasid, he's made his house. No golden age yet. So he's just now at 8 structures, 2 more, and he'll have that first golden age. He is working towards a second town center, despite not going for the economic wing, which is a little bit of a interesting decision, as it doesn't look like he's playing super aggressively right now, but maybe he's planning to use that boot camp later on here. He's just going to use them to defend his villagers who are building the town center. I think that's what he's doing. And you can see Avely's got eyes on this. You see this? He knows what's going there. He does see the spearman and the archer, so he might run some knights here. Let's see if he does. We actually see a bunch of scouts. We see some longbows, spearmen, and a knight. They are making their way towards this town center. Making their way downtown, walking fast, longbow, spearmen, and a scout. I should learn that on piano. Drongo did a cover of that song once. It was YouTube. And I played the recorder on it, in fact. Who heard that? Has anybody heard that before? Yeah, that was back in, I think the AoE4 days. Yeah, it was. Okay, Puppypaw is going to get his town center up. Yeah, they tried. They got so far, but at the end, it didn't even matter. That town center went up. He's getting his villagers. No fresh food stuff yet, by the way. Puppypaw just hanging out here. He's going to finally work towards getting that golden age once he gets 2 more buildings. Or if he had connected this one, I guess that would really finish that off. See what Wham is doing. Wham went for the boar in the middle of the map. Look at that. The Roos love to get their huntables. He's got the boar. What is Wham's bounty? Let's see. 325 bounty compared to Elyona's 460. Almost at that tier 3 bounty. Elyona has done a very excellent job at that. And it does look like Elyona and Avely are going a little more aggressive this game, but so far they have not been able to pick anything off. We get those knights and scouts moving out, and they can kind of see what's going on here. He's trying to look, where are the villagers? Where can they raid? They might not even be thinking about that boar down there. Although they would be able to get us around on that. I don't know if Wham and Puppypaw have much of an army. There are some knights here for Wham, but Puppypaw really doesn't have much army yet. You see him just now starting to wall off his base. What is this? A red mining camp over here? He's moving over to his allies. Oh, he's okay. He's going to grab resources from his allies base. So good use to teamwork. You always love to see that. Sharing is caring, especially when it comes to gold deposits. Okay, Elyona and Avely searching. And what is this? Oh, they haven't spotted it yet, but they're about to. The scout's moving into position. A little bit of engagement with the scout in the middle of the map, but not going to be much there. He sees it and knows, okay, there's going to be 8 juicy villagers. Well, actually just 6. A lot of times it is 8. But he sees that. Maybe they'll go after it. But I don't know, because they see there's knights coming through on the back line going for a raid. What could potentially get hit here? Oh boy, these villagers out in the open, whether it's the tree line or it's the deer. And those knights going to move into position. Does he pull them in time? Yes, he does. Kremlin Gremlins being levied out there to protect. A nice use of those in a defensive manner, which you don't see a lot. They're usually used offensively in a lot of cases. Avely going to try to intercept those knights. He doesn't have a scout, so he doesn't know that they were lurking there. Gets a few shots. Oh, he does. Okay, there's a scout. He gets a few shots on that one. And now he's just going to send those out across the map because they're going to die here in a few seconds. Meanwhile, down here on the south side, Elyona has got 2 knights, 3 scouts, but Wham putting up a defense of knights of his own. He's going to be just okay. Puppypaw on to town center so far. He did achieve that first golden age. You can see there 15% gather boost. And let's see, what's he going to do? Is he going to age? Oh, he's just training. So you got archers, lots of archers. And the camel. So I think he's going to defend, just sit here and turtle with the archer for the most part. So what we're seeing, the knights there as well are pretty much his anti-cav. In come those Kremlin Gremlins, but they're about to die any second here. Still another 10 seconds. Pretty impressive for all the running around they've been doing. And there you see it. Forced to kind of engage. He does actually take a little bit of damage from them, but ultimately is able to clean them up. Avely, bringing his spearmen and longbows. You know, they really desperately want to hit some damage because they haven't gone for the multiple town center route, right? They've really gone for the aggro. So they want to pick something off here. He does lose his scout, so he loses a little bit of his line of sight of what's going on. Elyona continuing to try to raid these villagers. Will he be able to pull it off? It looks like he maybe got one earlier because there were, what, 6 of them here? Unless he pulled them away. He might have got a few of them, in fact. Okay, so we got knights chasing each other around, and, you know, Avely and Elyona looking like they're doing a nice job of applying pressure, but I'm not sure they're really getting a ton of stuff. But in come the knights. That could help, so they're definitely putting up a lot of aggro, and there's villagers on the gold. Oh man, that would have been a really nice pickup for them. Unfortunately, does not get any of those villagers. Looks like knights continue to chase here on the north side. Let's take a peek real quick at those villagers there. Garrison once again. Knights on the run, and there we go. Elyona hitting another raid. Elyona has been very, very aggressive with his raids here today, and it's going to be an early night versus early night underneath the Kremlin. And on the other side of the map, Wham trying to do a raid, but for the most part, as you can see from the line of sight, they don't have a whole lot of vision on what's going on with their enemy. There's like one scout down there, but that's not going to do much. Maybe that knight could find something if the spearmen forget about him. But Avely looking to pick off a few more villagers here, so this is going to be really nice. They're able to get a few of Ram's villagers. Of course, the Abbasid's been booming up at the top, pretty much has kept his stuff alive, and you know, it looks like he's trying to bring his archers out, because the archers are nice for defending, but getting those archers from here all the way down to there is kind of hard to help his ally out, and then it leaves himself exposed back at home. But out comes Wham's Kremlin Gremlin's, going to try to escape with those villagers, but he does lose both of them. Or I guess all 3. I think there were 3 in there originally. But Avely might be picking away a lot of these longbows. In fact, maybe all of them with the help of those militia. Man, you don't expect those to pop out. Is his ally coming up to his aid? I'm not sure that he is. Those longbows are going to be toast. He's trying to pick off some knights, continuing to kite, just get as much value as he can out of them. He did get some economic value though with that raid, nonetheless, and those longbows do go down. Okay, Elyona kind of out of position there for that fight. I don't know if he was raiding or just running around or what was going on there, but okay, it looks like Elyona just continuing to move around those knights, being very active, going to be finding those archers. I don't think Puppypaw really has spearmen with his army from what I've seen. He has like 1 spearman, yeah. So those knights could do some considerable damage. Okay, we've got Elyona's knights running around, trying to aid for Wham. Well, Avely just lost a lot of his army, so he's got a tower back at home. He's going to jump inside. He's going to need some spearmen, though, to chase those knights back down as the raid happens. Nothing in Elyona's base. The scout's been sitting there for a while. Finally, he's going to move, though. Get a little bit of line of sight. Where is Elyona going with his raids, I wonder? I think he's just kind of defending his ally for now. Just making sure nothing else comes across, because he just lost his army. Trying to defend him. Okay, we've got Elyona going after those knights, gets a charge. Nice pickup there of a few knights. Maybe I'm going to get those ones as well. Elyona doing a very good job this game. So Wham has faced most of the pressure of the Rus and the English. Puppypaw hasn't offered a whole lot so far this game. He's basically played this prevent defense, going for the boom, and I think maybe he's going to become more of a factor later on. But Wham has mostly held a lot of this on his own up through now. And that's a good mass of archers, though, so that's going to come into play here, certainly. Good to see you in the chat, Stan Halen, as always. Hope you had a good day. Avely with spearmen in the middle, and we've got lots of knights and archers going to be looking to push in. Let's see what happens. Those defensive archers we talked about are in position. Man, that's a lot of knights and not a lot of spearmen. He does have a few in there, but look at that, 53 archers. He's just going crazy on those. But the knights run by. Puppypaw sees it, and now it's time of fight or flight. What is he going to do as the knights charge on in? Puppypaw's villagers couldn't have run through the wall and escape to the other side. That's kind of what I expected he might do. More of the villagers heading to the right, but you see, he's got their number. Going to get the charge and grab a few of those villagers before they escape through the walls. Oh my gosh. So a few villagers go down, and now these knights probably, they want to get out of there. That's their goal. But Wham going to try to close the escape route. Elyona trying to maneuver, but he's going to get caught up. The spearmen are actually able to get some hits on a few of those knights. and he's running around kind of awkwardly. Avely out here running back and forth, not able to really to do a whole lot to assist his ally, as Elyona's just trying to get out of this mess he's got himself into. Running around, archers brace. Well, rather, spearmen do. Oh my gosh, this is not good. Lots of knights, man. He had quite a mass going here. And look at the quick wall from Puppypaw is going to trap this knights further. He is going to be, I was just mentioning earlier how well Elyona's been doing with this knight mass. And now, unfortunately, he ran in here and he sealed his own tomb with these walls. And he's lost a lot of his knights for very little value, I guess. Avely bringing his longbows up, looking to try to do something here. He's going to get, of course, some buff from his network of castles. But so far, these longbows haven't done a whole lot this game. Puppypaw chasing with all of his archers. He is going to escape with a few of them at the end. But, man, that was a lot of dead knights. They're going to tell stories about that failed attack. Elyona going in for a raid on the other side. Going to pick off some villagers there. Wham has lost a considerable number of villagers. I wish we had the count in this UI, but unfortunately do not. Spearman brace. Wham not paying attention, asleep at the wheel. And Avely gets a quick hit. 1, 2, 3 knights go down and a camel. That debuff is gone now. Very nice pick off from Avely. Those longbows able to trade with these archers decently with a little bit of kiting. He really wants to finish that outpost so badly. He doesn't want to lose those villagers. He's never going to finish that wall. Here come the Kremlin Gremlins, and that's going to change the tempo of this from both sides, but there's more from Elyona. Big battle here. Look at this. Here they go. Kremlin Gremlins facing off archers versus longbows, knights versus knights. This is a massive battle. Rus, red knights on the back line take out that partially built outpost. And it does look like this is getting to be quite a game. Longbows in line formation, trying to lay down some shots without those archers getting in range. You can see Puppypaw has added a significant number of spearmen in now to help protect against any green knight charges. And a little bit of back and forth here. Knights move up. Uh-oh, where's Wham? Wham moved out of position, but the spearmen moved to brace. Okay, Wham's coming on back. Longbows continue to trade. Basically, the longbows are there to poke, and the knights just try to keep the archers at bay. Charge up, move back, charge up, move back. That's what we're going to be seeing. More raids coming down here, forcing Wham off of the berries. His economy has definitely been harassed the most this game. Up on the north side, the Abbasid now transitioning to farms. Of course, doing just fine here on his 2 TCs. Also expanding out to the left side. If you look at the map here, you can see down... Elyona still on 1 TC, just doing nothing but drop in stables, expanding towards the mid. Perhaps could go toward that board next. I would not be surprised. And we've got Avely, of course, as the English, starting to put some farms. Going to be some of the best farming in the game, of course. They get those buffs. No wheelbarrow, by the way. Fun to note. So it's a longbow, spearman, and knight army, essentially, versus a knight archer spearman. This game is staying feudal. And looking at the current resources, I don't see either of these players looking to age up anytime soon. Okay, and we've got a lot of spearmen going to be torching down that hunting cabin. They're kind of backing Wham into the corner. This would be an excellent spot to hit, and you do see Wham added a second town center at some point. And I'm not sure if they've seen that yet. I'm not sure they have necessarily scouted it. So they're moving around, though. They see a wall. They might suspect that something is down there. Now, when you see this army here, this could be your cue to, like, okay, go raid the left side, right? And we do see Wham taking 1 knight over there. Not a big raid, but he could find those villagers potentially, and I think he might, in fact, the way he's moving. And here we go, Elyona moving in. Lots of villagers, and they're going to garrison and run away. At the very least, that's a lot of idle vills. That town center might go bye-bye, but man, look at the Abbasid army. Just so many spearmen. That is the clash we've all wanted to see. Blue on green on red. Oh my gosh, longbows in the gap taking some shots, but that is so many archers. Don't forget they've got boot camp. So we wondered, why did he go to boot camp earlier? Like, this is why. They're going for this thick feudal gameplay there, just duking it out. By the way, that knight did find those villagers as we thought they might. Going to be repairing that wall. I'm not sure who came up on top on that last push, but there we go. Rams being thrown down. Avely, 1, 2, 3 rams going to be trained. We do have the boar was just picked off by Elyona, and let's see if he can kill this knight. Looks like he's got his own knight to answer that. And boy, I'm not sure how this game is going to turn out. This is very close. Elyona and Avely really applying the pressure, but we do have 2 TCs from both of these players on Wham Puppypaw's team, where both these guys are on 1 TC. So They have to continue to apply damage to their economy if they want to stay ahead, because if this goes longer and longer, they'll be able to just outscale with the bigger economy. So big thing to consider. That is a lot of archers. We're getting close to 100 archers here. Wow, that's a lot of archers. Look at it. He's actually at Puppypaw's at pop max. Puppypaw's at pop max, and that really tells a big story. Wham! Look at his population, by the way. But here we go. Longbow's facing off. I heard it sound like someone was maybe going to age up. I think it's going to be Puppypaw, but those rams try to move in. The knights blocking. Spearman moving to the front to try to stop the knights on both sides. It looks like an outpost did get completed, so he's getting a little bit of that network of castles buff right now. I'm trying to see if there's any raids on the back line going on during this. It doesn't really look like it for now, so this battle rages on. Those knights charging in. He just needs to get this. Look at all those villagers in there too. 12 villagers. The longbow is doing a better job, of course, of kiting though and taking picks, but there's just so many archers. Look at all the archers. That's just an insane amount of archers. Wow. Okay, so the ram does get in there. They're fighting underneath the Kremlin. Don't forget about that. We do have just one knight raiding up against Puppypaw's villagers, but it's whatever. He needs the pop space anyways, and he hits H3. And this is where things can get really spicy, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this. At the House of Wisdom right here, there's this upgrade, the composite bows. He already went up for the military wing. He could get this. His archers will get 33% increase in attack speed, not to mention their veteran upgrades, but they've got to survive till then. Avely and Elyona continue to push in. Can they hold? It looks like they will underneath this Kremlin, but there's still lots of knights left here. Upgrades in queue. You can see that veteran. Well, that's going to be actually his blacksmith upgrade here first. Okay, Elyona and Avely pushing in. Wham! Basically with no economy and no units. He's been basically pushed off resources for a long time. He doesn't have a whole lot of food, and he doesn't have any units really helping out. But Puppypaw with that age 3 is going to be able to hold, it looks like, and they're going to back off. Team Puppypaw, Wham, already in the castle age. Let's see if anyone else is moving up. Doesn't look like it for now. But the archers move out, and this could give those knights an opportunity to charge on in. Puppypaw actually adding his own knights, his own lancers into the mix. Wham losing even more villagers. I don't know what they're doing here, but they're dying. Wham! If I was Puppypaw, I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? You're drawing this game for me, man. I'm trying. I'm doing all I can. Wait till he finds these 17 villagers down here. And that could be really the difference here is I think this team's going to have to really rely on Puppypaw at this point to kind of 2v1 them, and he does have the tech advantage, so it could be possible, not to mention the boot camp plus the fact he could get this composite bows. But we'll see what happens. Wham has been severely damaged. Let's look at his eco right now. 66 villagers. That's compared, look at that, Elyona sitting on 66. Okay, not a big deal. Puppypaw on 88, and we got 66 from Avely. So he's basically on par. Even though he's had 2 TCs, he's got the same amount of villagers as both of these guys, but he's had a lot of idle time. Okay, Puppypaw now with the mangonels. Let's see his micro abilities here with his army as he faces 2v1. The knights surround. He gets the mangonel in the middle. Does he keep it alive? It looks like he does. Gets a shot off on those longbows, doing insane amounts of damage. He braces and doing just fine with his hardened spearman, not to mention that phalanx. And there we go, another volley from that mangonel. Puppypaw just really doing a good job of holding the line. There's some man-arms even in there, some early man-arms there from the English. But Puppypaw basically 2v1ing this army. Wham nowhere to be seen here in this fight. I think he's just trying to get his eco back going, and we do see that farm transition starting to come out right now. I think for this team, the best option would maybe be to find these villagers. Could really help out their position right now. But Puppypaw making the siege and just kind of doing this slow death march across the map. Man, I can't believe I just kind of happened across this game on the ladder. I just was like looking for games to observe, and I was like, oh, this looks like a fun one, and man, this has been great. Puppypaw, 2 mangonels, archers, and knights. You know he's got to be out of pop space. He's at 177, so not out of pop space quite yet. He's actually, maybe even want to get more military, stay low on villagers, perhaps. We do see villagers running right now. They're still gathering those deer in the middle of the map. Knights chasing Elyona. And now he's just slowly pushing with his mangonels. And the English, they're really not going to have an answer to this. Avely looks like he's trying to age up, but the gold, he needs more gold. It looks like he's working on it, but he's going to need more if he's going to age up. Yeah, no composite bows yet from Wham, from what I've seen. Yeah, he's actually going for the agriculture first, which is interesting with the sheer number of archers he's had this game. That would really help out. It is an expensive upgrade, though, so... Puppypaw just lost a large mass of knights from what I can see here. It looks like Elonia's got a big mass. But in here in the middle, again, there's 15 spearmen. He's got the camels offering the debuff. And if you didn't know, these camel archers, they cause the camel unease. So enemy cav will do 20% less damage when around these camels. They're scared of camels. But there we go. Elyona going to push in, not scared. Spearman there bracing. Can he keep those mangonels alive? He's not going to be able to. They get on top of it this time, but the knights sustain some heavy damage. Not to mention, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a few ghouls in there, and we do. That's the new unique unit for the Abbasid. They attack very fast and are very good against unarmored units. Puppypaw also just, for the most part, 2v1ing a lot of this. I mean, Wham has brought a few knights to join the battle, but Puppypaw really dominating this team. You know, the early stages of the game, he kind of sat back and did his boom while Wham kind of held off 2v1. And now he said, don't worry, I got you, brother. You do your thing. I'm going to get the castle age. And now he's just been super active out on the map. So I kind of feel like it was a bit of their plan all along. Buy space for the Abbasid, because this is where their power spike really is in this game. Oh, he doesn't even have the veteran upgrades. You're right. Avely hits the castle age. Okay, we've got an English player in the castle age. Where is his landmark? Oh, he went with the white tower on the front line. So they're a little bit a little bit scared, and that's going to give them a lot of protection, hold this portion of the map for a long time. He can also immediately start training Springalds if he wants to help counter the siege that Puppypaw has been creating. Okay, Puppypaw raiding on the left side picks up a fair amount of Elonia's villagers and going to be sieging down that wooden fortress. Wham hits the castle age, and now it is only Elyona left in the feudal age. Tries to get a raid on the mangonels as they move across the field. Will he get it? He does get one of them. Going to run away. A nice little pick off there. And on the front line, we see those knights and spearmen picking off a single knight there. And let's look at their line of sight for a second. Down here, not much really going on. We got some archers fighting the high trade house. An interesting spot for that, but look at all the gold it's bringing in. In the middle, we got to keep being dropped by Puppypaw. He's got some gold and stone he's going to secure with that. Not to mention, look, 1, 2, 3 relics right here. Not much else going on here. We do see Elyona going for a raid if he's able to get it. Let's look at their perspective. Kremlin Gremlins pulled out to defend, and they're going to do a good job just buying time as the knights arrive. Elyona has to age up. He's got to age up. He can't stay in this forever. So this is kind of an awkward time as Puppypaw is just got a super healthy economy. He's got to keep going down. He's got a full army. Veteran finally came in for those archers. Okay, and what's going on down here for Avely? I feel like Avely is going to have to do a little bit of the carrying for his team now, since he is in the castle age and he's got English, and English farms are just, you know, going to be insane at this point in the game. Look at this. Okay, Wham continuing to face raids by longbows, but he's going to kill them. It's fine. The high trade house is going to be getting some deer there. Okay, so lines have been drawn across the middle of the map, and now that keep is up. Will we see some trebuchets or something to meet it? Elyona, he's got a huge cav army, but now that's a little harder to deal with because we've got veteran spears, they've got boot camp, and they've got phalanx. So how is he going to deal with that? Knights on the back, spearmen on the front. Where is his ally? Avely just is afraid that these knights are going to rush into his base. He's distracted, but meanwhile, we got big fights in here. Not to mention the camel archers causing the unease. You see the -3 happening right now due to the camel unease. Oh, man. And Elyona pushed off his farms, has no food. Look at this. He's got no food coming in right now. Oh, this is not good. Okay. Now, hold on a second here. Wait, oh, that's Abby. He's aging up. That's castle age. Yep. Okay, he is finally aging up, so that's nice. Just running around, trying not to take that engagement. Wham, pretty much cleaning whatever that was for the English attack force. It looks like Avely's really turtling up, but the second he moves away, Wham's going to strike, and that's what I think we're going to see happen. He's got those knights moving in. Continues to make knights. That's all he has. Stables. Stables and siege. That's what he's going for. And, you know, in team games, that's something you can get away with. And he's going to be burning through that. The English army kind of is away right now. He's training more spearmen. He's trying to help his ally out and doing a good job of that. Springald's going to move in to take some shots on that mangonel. Let's see if he's able to get it. The mangonel kind of going underground for a second. That's a lot of man-arms, and those are hard to deal with. You know, I saw a really fun video today. Farm Man Official uploads these videos with comparisons of units like 15 versus 15, man-arms, whatever it is. And it was I asked him like, hey, can you do a Golem versus man-arms? And I want 15 versus 15. I want to see who wins it with Boot Camp and then, of course, the Ironclad for the English. And guess what unit won? The Golem. The Absid Golem can beat man-arms in equal numbers, even if they got Ironclad, which blew my mind. Now, it was a very close battle, I would say, but it was an interesting comparison. But Spearman being trained but killed, this is a bad thing right here, because he can't take these Knights, and these Knights are in a mass big enough that they can kill them faster than they can mass up and kill the Knights. So Avely's going to have to come back home to stop this, but he's basically the only thing stopping Puppypaw from just wiping out Elonia's base. So I feel like Team Elyona Avely is slowly shattering here about 30 minutes. They've definitely put up a very strong fight this game, but this is looking scarier and scarier. Look at the bang for Puppypaw, not to mention Wham moving in right now with all these Knights, the English economy. Same thing's going to happen here if he's able to just idle all these farms, run around in circles. That is going to be absolutely massive. Elonia's got a few Knights, but that's not going to do enough. We've even got a mangonel in there. Okay, Avely comes home to defend. But at this time, he leaves there, and now Absid is left to kind of roam throughout Elonia's base, which he has largely abandoned. Can he stop this Knight incursion? He has mostly longbows in this army, and Knights, well, they love to eat longbows for breakfast. And there we go, they're charging in. Wham! Looking to bring the pain to Avely. He's trying to kite back to the White Tower. The White Tower does dish out a lot of damage, that's for certain. But he's just bleeding units. Farms are on fire. Somebody call the fire department. This is not looking good for the English. Avely surrenders. And with that, Puppypaw and Wham take the victory 2-0 over Avely. And this was quite a matchup. Early on, it looked like that perhaps they were going to really bust down the doors of Wham. Puppypaw sat back with the Absid, boomed up, and at the end of the day, was able to really carry his team through the later portions of the game, just over 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this casted team game. This is part of the Rising Empires Team League, and if you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment below, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.